of the important discussions about prophethood, since we are still examining prophethood and also the Holy Quran, is that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final messenger of God. In Arabic, we describe him being the final messenger as Khatam al-Anbiya or Khatam al-Nabiyyin. Islam is the final religion and the final Sharia. His message is the final message. There seems to be consensus amongst Muslims about this point, such that it is a defining feature of Islam. Muslims recognize the Prophet as the final messenger, and this belief in itself will determine whether you're really a Muslim or not. Such that if we find someone disputing this, saying no, he is not the final messenger, there are prophets after him, we doubt whether this person is really a Muslim. So the belief in the finality of the Prophet's message, that it is the final, conclusive message, is one of the fundamental beliefs of Islam, and it defines who a Muslim is. You may be wondering, are there any Muslims who have disputed this, who don't accept that he is the final messenger? Yes, there are. There have been schools of thought or sects in history who have advocated that while the Prophet was the greatest messenger, we don't dispute that, but there are prophets who come after him. An example is Babism. In Arabic, we call it Al-Babiyya. Al-Babiyya is a school of thought that actually advocated for modern prophets. It was founded by a man by the name of Ali Muhammad Shirazi in the year 1844 in Iran. He first assumed the title of Bab. Now, what does Bab in Arabic mean? Door or gate. He claimed to be the gate. The gate to who? Initially, he claimed to be the gate to the 12th Imam, Al-Imam al-Mahdi. He advocated that I am the gate to the 12th Imam. Then he took a step further and he claimed that he symbolized the return of the 12th Imam. So he preached to his followers the dhuhur, the reappearance that we talk about. I am the reappearance of the Mahdi. I symbolize his reappearance. Otherwise, the Mahdi died. He was born 11 centuries ago and he lived his life and he died. So all these hadiths that talk about the dhuhur, don't take it literally that the Mahdi will come and reappear after a long absence. The dhuhur is represented by me. I embody the dhuhur of the Mahdi. He advocated this idea and he preached it to his followers. So his movement came to be known as the Babism. Then he made a number of other preposterous claims. This movement gave rise to another more significant faith, actually. Now, his movement was not a religion. It was just a failed attempt to invent new ideas. However, his movement gave rise to a faith that spread around the world, and that is Baha'ism. Have you heard of the Baha'i faith? Baha'ism, it was inspired by Babism. This same guy, Ali Muhammad Shirazi, who was known as the Bab, he inspired a new religion by the name of Baha'ism. So really, we can consider the Bab to be the predecessor of the Baha'i who founded that faith. Now, in 1863, after being banished from Iran, Baha'u'llah announced that he was this prophet whom the Bab was expecting or whom he had foretold about. The Bab was executed, due to his blasphemous beliefs and some of the chaotic movements that he sparked. He was executed in Iran at the time. Baha'u'llah was banished from Iran. He was exiled. When he got exiled, he claimed that I am the prophet which the Bab was telling us about and that we should await. So we see both Babism and Baha'ism agreed that Prophet Muhammad was not the final prophet. There is a prophet after him. Baha'u'llah claimed that he was that prophet. And he started a new religion and he started to prophesize. So we do have some Muslims who actually deviated into these sects and they believe that there are prophets after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are many other examples. What about the Ismaili Agha Khanis? We frequently hear about them. They're quite politically active in a lot of Western countries, especially in the UK. They're wealthy. They have a lot of power, important social, political positions. Do they believe that the Agha Khan is a prophet? If we scrutinize their theology or ideology, by the way, they're very secretive. So you have to be an insider to really know what they believe in. They don't show that to the others. They hide their beliefs. It does not seem that the Agha Khan claims to be a prophet, but he does claim to be an imam. So the Agha Khanis, this branch of Ismailis, they are Shia, but they only believe up to the 6th Imam of Ahlul Bayt, Al-Imam Al-Sadiq. They don't believe in the Imams after Al-Imam Al-Sadiq. So Al-Imam Al-Kadhim till Al-Imam Al-Mahdi, they don't believe in them. So they're classified as being Shia, but they're not Ithna Ashari Shias. They're a deviant sect. So they recognize the Agha Khan as being the Imam. The current Agha Khan is the 49th Imam. He was born in 1957. His name is Prince Shah Karim Al-Husseini. And they recognize him to be a descendant of the Imams, to be a Sayyid. So he does not claim to be a prophet, but they have claimed to be Imams. And therefore they believe they have the power to legislate. They legislate new laws. Previous Agha Khans even voided prayer. They play around with Sharia. You don't need to pray, you don't need to do that. And the current Agha Khan is trying apparently to bring back prayer to his mainstream sect. But they do believe they have the power of legislation. They could delete something from Sharia if they see fit. They could add something if they see fit. So they believe that he does have that position of being an imam who oversees the faith and can change any aspects of the faith. But they don't believe that he's a prophet. So it seems that they believe Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the final prophet. So these are some movements, the Babism and the Baha'ism, who have tried to claim that you do have other prophets. Now, by the way, when you talk to Babis and even Baha'is, maybe not so much today, but more in the past, they did believe in the Quran because they were Muslims. They were Muslims, they were practicing Muslims who deviated. So when you tell them, look, how do you believe that there is a new prophet when the Holy Quran states that the final prophet is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He's the seal of all messengers. Don't you believe in the Quran? The Quran is very clear that there's no prophet after him. For example, we have Surah Al-Ahzab, chapter 33, verse 40. مَا كَانَ مُحَمَّدٌ أَبَا أَحَدٍ مِّن رِجَالِكُمْ. The verse is saying that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not the father of any of your men. And this was revealed in reference to his adopted son Zayd. Zayd was owned by Lady Khadija alayhi salam. He was enslaved. Somehow someone gifted him to her, or she purchased him. Then she took Zayd and she gifted him to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Prophet took care of him. He acted like a fatherly figure for him, and he grew up in the house of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Later on, his family came to the Prophet and they told him, look, Let him go, free him. The Prophet said, I'm not forcing him, ask him. If he'd like to stay with me, if he'd like to be freed, that's up to him. So they asked him, his own father, Zayd's father came, and he told him, come. Muhammad is not forcing you to stay with him. Come with us. Go back to your family. He said, no. After the treatment I saw from him and his akhlaq, I'm not leaving him. So he chose to stay with the Prophet ﷺ. Islam came to abolish adoption in the sense that you take someone as your own son and you attribute that son to you, acting as if you're like the biological father. And the laws of inheritance would apply. The son would carry your last name. The son would be disconnected from his biological parents or the daughter. Islam came to abolish that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not the father of any of your men. He's not the biological father of Zayd. He was maybe just a spiritual figure for him. Then the verse states, وَلَكِنْ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ وَخَاتَمَ النَّبِيِّينَ. However, he's the messenger of God, and what? The Quran gives us a description of the Prophet. What is that? Khatam an-Nabiyyin. What does the word khatam in Arabic mean? In the Arabic language, the word khatam comes from the word khatm. 3 letters, kha, ta, mim. It means to seal something, like sealing a letter. In the past, if you've seen some movies, how did they seal the letter, right? When you write a letter and you want to make sure no one reads it, you seal it. If that seal is broken, then you could tell somebody tampered with the letter. So they would seal the letter. And that comes last in the process of writing a letter. First, you take out a piece of paper, you write with ink, you fold it. What's the last thing you do to a letter before you send it with a messenger or a mail person? You seal it. So the word khatm, that you seal, comes in the final stage of writing a letter. So the word in Arabic came to give this meaning. Whenever something is finalized, something is final, the last of something, you complete something, that all has the meaning of khatm. Have you ever heard people saying, Khatamtul Quran? What does that mean? I finished the Quran, I completed the Quran. Or if you ask someone about a majlis, an hour-long majlis program, okay, what happened at the end? In Arabic, people will say, Khatama b'kadha, Khatama bil-Quran, Khatama by saying this statement. Or if you have a 10-night majlis, what do we call the last night? Khatm al-majlis, right? So khatam in Arabic means final, last, complete. That is the meaning of the word. So the Quran is very clear that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the seal of prophets, the final prophet, the complete religion, the completion of all prophets. That in itself is proof from the Quran that what? There's no prophet after him. When you're the seal of prophets, how can a prophet come after you? Because the seal is the very last process of a letter. So when the Quran linguistically uses this word, that means he's the final prophet. No one after him. So we tell these sects like Baha'ism and Babism, look, there's a verse in the Holy Quran that's very clear. They twist the verse around and they say, no, one of the meanings of khatam is what? Ring. In Arabic, that's one of the meanings of the word. So the Holy Quran is saying Prophet Muhammad is the ring of prophets. He is the most special one. He's the ornament of prophets. He is the adornment of prophets. He embellishes the prophets. That's what it means. So there's no proof in the Quran that he's the final messenger. What verse in the Quran said you can't have any prophet after him? We don't have that from the Quran. So our claim is valid. Our response to that, if we look at Arabic usage of the word khatam, Arabs never use the word ring to praise someone and say that he is the adornment of other people. This is an awkward usage. It's not eloquent. Never do we have in poetry or Arabic usages, in Arabic literature, that this person is the ring of his people. Doesn't even make sense. If right now I were to say it in English, for example, wouldn't you find it unusual? I would say this brother, and I'm trying to praise him and say he's the best. He's the ring of our class. What do you mean he's the ring of our class? Doesn't really make sense. And it's very, I could see the idea that a ring embellishes you, it's an adornment, it's it's a type of jewelry, yes, but that's not how Arabs would use it to praise someone. So it's very awkward and it's very uneloquent. And the Quran would not use a phrase like that. Yes.
Don't we say it like when you're trying to say like someone is less, like you like someone.
Someone is less.
Yeah, like you're whining or something. Like not something big.
Something minor.
Yeah, like in Arabic you can use like your.
Mihbis bida. Is that what you're referring to? That is an expression, I don't know if the original Arabs would use that. Today, yes, especially Iraqis, they will use this phrase. If you control someone, right, you would say this person is a ring in your hand. This is something today Arabic speakers would say. I don't know if they said this back then. Now, if we take this is negative. This is not a praise. This means that the Prophet is not firm and people, bounce him around like or turn him around like you do to your ring. So that's actually negative. So that's even worse. They could not use this verse to prove their point. But we're saying even if it's a positive meaning, that's not a meaning Arabs would use. It's very awkward. Yes.
Do they generally engage in debates, or they try to run away and stay away from debates from that standpoint?
No, they generally try to stay away from debates. They will refuse. Some of these sects that we mentioned. For example, if you ever debate an Agha Khani, Ismaili, they have been instructed not to debate. In fact, they're so tough with them, they have taught them that if you engage in debates, your wife will be divorced from you. Yes. To warn them from debating. So many of them are not willing to debate.
So as far as the latest Agha Khani so-called Imam goes, I mean, are they even fluent Arabic speakers from that standpoint too?
They are not Arabs. They are from original Indian descent. Many of them, you'll find them growing up in the West, cultured in the West. They speak fluent English. They have important social positions. So no, they're not native Arabic speakers.
So from that standpoint, when they are talking about the Arabic language, such as the definition of khatam and whatnot, isn't it obvious as far as their followers go that, all right, a non-Arabic speaking person actually delving into the details of something like that?
They could easily commission an Arabic expert, probably even pay that expert and just have him explain that, yeah, khatam. And everybody, by the way, non-Arab speakers know what khatam means. It sounds like a good argument. Yeah, he's the ring of prophets, and it depends how you phrase it. You can brainwash the people to believe this tafsir. So people already know the meaning of khatam, even non-Arab speakers, and then you could just bring some Arabic expert and tell them, isn't one of the valid meanings of khatam a ring? Okay, case made. It's very easy to sell your point to the masses. Very easy. And who's going to go and do their research, whether during the time of the Prophet this usage existed or not? Who's going to do that these days? Let's be honest. Very few people do that. So if we look at Arabic usage, that was not a valid usage, honestly. And this in itself disqualifies this tafsir. So this is from the Holy Quran. Khatam. By the way, we can even use this argument. The reason why a ring is called khatam is because of this meaning of being final. Why? Because what was one very common way of sealing the letters at the time? How would you seal it? With what? Well, before sealing it with the wax, there was also like a stamp. A stamp, then you seal the stamp. How would you stamp the letter? What was a common method of stamping the letter? Ring. Exactly. It was with your ring that you would stamp it back then. This was very common, and you always carry that ring and wear it and make sure no one has access to it. It stays with you, so it's not misused. So the reason why a ring was called khatam is because of the act of sealing. So even khatam as a ring has that meaning of being final, which even proves our tafsir that khatam means the final prophet. In fact, there's a hadith, Ibn Sa'ad, he narrates this in his book At-Tabaqat. He says the Holy Prophet ﷺ sent letters to the kings to the various kings at the time, such as, the Roman king, the Abyssinian king, the Persian king, and he invited them to the religion of Islam. Before the letter was sent, some people told the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, these kings will not even open your letter to read it if it's not sealed. They have this etiquette of sending letters, that if you want to send them an official statement or a letter, you have to seal it. How do they know this is from you? Maybe it was forged or fabricated. So the Holy Prophet ﷺ took a ring from that day. He took a ring, a silver ring, and he had a seal, a stamp engraved on the ring. And he wrote the following three. He had these three statements written in the ring, in the seal. Muhammad, Rasul, Allah. In a certain specific handwriting that was known to be the Prophet's seal. So this hadith is also an indication that this seal usually came in the form of a ring, and it would be called a khatam. So the reason why we call a ring khatam is because of the process of khatam, of sealing. Now this is the proof from the Holy Quran, that the Prophet is the final messenger. Is that the only proof we have that he is the final messenger? Of course not. We have sahih hadiths, mutawatir hadiths, from the Prophet ﷺ, in which he explicitly, clearly stated, there is no prophet after me. One of those famous hadiths is something that we call hadith al-manzila. Basically, the Holy Prophet ﷺ was leaving Medina to go to the battle of Tabuk. People came with him, the companions. He told Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam to stay initially. Stay. He wanted him to stay in Medina to oversee the affairs of Medina, being in his place and position. Because Imam Ali would always go with the Prophet. This was an exception in this battle. So when Imam Ali asked the Prophet, should I go with you? He said, no, stay here in Medina. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, according to the hadith, he cried. Because it was difficult for him to leave the Prophet, to be separated from the Prophet. He wasn't used to that. Being separated from the Prophet, it was heavy on his heart, so he cried. Not to object to the Prophet, but to show the pain of being separated from the Prophet. Just a few days being separated from the Prophet pained Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. So to console him, to comfort him, what did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tell him according to Sunni hadith and Shia hadith? أما ترضى أن تكون مني بمنزلة هارون من موسى. Oh Ali, aren't you satisfied to be unto me or like me how Harun was to Musa? Harun was the successor of Prophet Musa. He was his brother of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. The Prophet says, you have that same status with me. You are my brother and you are my successor. Then here's the point. Then, so that no one thinks Imam Ali is a prophet. Why? Because Harun was what? A prophet. So Harun was a prophet who was a brother of Musa and a successor to Musa. So when the Prophet is saying, oh Ali, you're like Harun was unto Musa, maybe someone would get the impression that Ali is a prophet because Harun was a prophet. So to dispel that misconception, to not leave any room for this argument, the Prophet makes a disclaimer at the end. He makes an exception. إِلَّا أَنَّهُ لَا نَبِيَّ بَعْدِي. The only difference between me and you and Harun and Musa is that after me, there is no prophet. Clear hadith from the Prophet, sahih hadith, mutawatir hadith. We could argue it's a mutawatir hadith. It was so widely circulated and narrated. The Prophet is saying, there is no prophet after me. This is just one hadith. We have many others. So this is clear proof to all these sects that the Prophet says, there is no prophet after me. How are you coming up with this idea that you do have prophets? By the way, interestingly, they said someone in history, he claimed to be a prophet. So they came to him and they told him, what's your name? He said, La. He said, what kind of a name is that? No. In Arabic, La means no. He said, yeah. The Prophet said, La Nabiya Ba'di. La is a prophet after me. So my name is La, and the Prophet said, I will come after him. A devious person did attempt that. SubhanAllah, how people will come up with satanic ways. So this is a clear hadith that the Holy Prophet ﷺ is the final messenger of God, and there is no doubt about that he is the seal of prophets.